Hello, humans. Welcome to the new game, Dyson Sphere Program, Rise of the Dark Folk. This game is about making Dyson Sphere, fantastic megastructures that will provide humanity infinite energy which is required to run Center Brain. But before this, we will need to do a lot of steps. So let's start.
The unknown, created in exploration. The seed evolves in iteration. From zero, transforming into infinity and beyond. It spreads and becomes the shadow of the galaxy. As dark fog rises, the stars dim. You will embark on a new journey.
Arrive at target cluster.
Welcome to the real universe. Very soon, you'll find this place different from our homeland. But you should be able to adapt to the laws of physics here in no time. I'm your advisor. I will assist you in completing this mission.
Such a bright star. Also, it was a very beautiful intro. Previously, there were no such thing. Also, we were starting on the
Everything
planet.
here belongs to you. As a member of the Cosmo, a pioneer of the Dyson Sphere program, you will explore this cluster from ground zero. Make use of the resources available here to build a Dyson Sphere that supplies energy to the center brain to maintain homeland simulation. I've chosen a planet for the mission, and there are essential resources for the initial development. Now, please pilot the space capsule toward this planet.
Now, we have control over our capsule. Here you can see the Dark Folk base. Let's try and see if we can land near them.
Unknown EM signals detected. Extracting feature variables. Comparing with database. Those are highly likely anomalous mechanical bodies from the Mechanic Energy Program. Engineers call them dark fog. Dark fog is extremely sensitive to EM signals under a regular pattern, so they may launch an assault on us. To stay low profile, we will land on the other side
Well,
of this planet.
we couldn't land near
Space
them.
capsule will land on the
Please
target
try.
planet in 3, 2, 1. Landed.
So, what we will be doing in this game? Making big
This
planet
is
factories,
A very
which will
powerful,
help us
lightweight
in
industrial mecha.
achieving our
Use
goal.
the direction keys.
But now we
or click
lack
the
a
right
lot of
mouse button on the
technologies
ground
and
move
the
it.
resources to
In this mission,
discharge it.
you'll control your
But there is
mechanism
one mechanic that will help us.
and create
Here is the milestone mechanic. Our goal will be completing all of them. In total, there are 42 milestones,
Now please try
which
to
will take
disassemble
a
the
lot of
space
time.
capsule.
Which is fine
Click the
because
right mouse
it will be
button to
mine,
proceed.
not yours. So, please enjoy.
Items.
First milestone
Click on
that
the
I
replicator
achieved
button
was
at the
find
bottom
power.
right corner of
In
the
order to
screen
obtain
to
this,
open the replicator.
you just need to place one
Manually
turbine.
replicate the required
That's it.
items.
And that's how the game starts. We have nothing. We need to research most of the things like conveyor belts, mining machines, smelters, assemblers, everything.
Research complete.
For some reason, We have an assembler in our mecha, but we don't have
We've
an
obtained sorter
assembler
and conveyor
as
belt.
a building.
Full automation is
Fortunately,
now possible.
technologies don't
Use
cost
a
too
conveyor
much.
belt to
We
transport
just need
ores
some components
collected in a
like
mining machine.
electric coil
The
and
sorter will
circuits.
transport ores.
And by placing, planning conveyor belts, we achieve
which
second
automatically
milestone,
produces
automation.
basic materials, such as iron
Insufficient
ingots and
materials.
copper ingots. However, to automatically feed in raw materials and feed out products,
After a long time of crafting
You've built a
things,
depot for
I
storing
completed
items.
my
Insufficient
first
You can
production
manually
line.
store items,
It's
or
iron
use a
plates.
sorter to automatically
Using
access
ore
items.
obtained from mining machine, transported through conveyor belts and sorters, we built ourselves iron plate production. And there is another production, now copper. Because I make this very slow, I decided to speed up video in these moments. Here I made a small gear production, just one assembly machine, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. Maybe you already noticed that in the left upper angle of the monitor there are progression bars about Dark Fog. These things indicate when they will attack us. And as this progression is directly affected by the power we use. The more power we use, the faster they will attack us. Also, they have evolution. It scales with time and threat generated by killing them. But how do we eliminate them? That's why I started gun research. Turns out that copper isn't only electroconductive, it's very good in kinetic transportation. But to do the research, we need electromagnetic matrices. They are our first research material. Also, they are goals of the milestone. But unfortunately, I couldn't finish research faster than they will attack me.
Dark
But
Fog
don't worry,
clusters launching an assault.
we have energy weapon which consumes mecha core energy in a very hungry way and also short range. So that's why we started to research guns. Right now I try to get as much fuel as possible so that I won't be run out of energy in the fight.
Warning! A dark fog planetary base has launched an
Replication
attack.
complete.
Icarus is equipped with laser weapon module, which can
Fortunately,
automatically strike enemies
We
within its
could
range.
finish research faster
Faster
than they
power
got to
generation
us
means
because they are
faster
on the other
fuel
side of the planet.
Fill the
And
chamber
because of
with
this,
fuels.
I was
Get ready to
successful
engage.
at making some ammo before they
You've unlocked
arrive.
the weapon system. Icarus can now use ammo. Press C to
And
open
there they are,
Load
our
the magazine.
long-term enemies,
Use ammo
which
to
will
protect
try
both
to kill
yourself
us
and the
as
base
if we were
from
their
outside
worst
threats.
mistake that ever happened to be. But ironically, their mistake of the gender brain
Replication complete.
mutated automatons. Fortunately, for now their attack was very weak, but later.
More advanced
And here is another production of magnets, which is made out of iron. The shitty construction. As you can see, I steal iron from another production line, which will result in later problematics with this design, so I will need to rebuild it. Here is the aggregate of copper farm. As you can see, can't keep up with the mine, so we will increase their number.
Insufficient materials.
Mini production line, 9 turbines, with only 3 assemblers, which will be later deconstructed because of inefficiency of 9 turbines. start of full automation of basic parts like magnetic coils, electro circuits, gears, everything that's needed for automated production of electromagnetic matrices. Finally, all productions were done. Now, let's make our research center. For this purpose, we will need matrix slabs. One row for production, another for analyzing. For space economy, we can use a vertical construction system, when two buildings can be on each other, and maybe more. That depends on building and your upgrades. Also, now that we have automatic production, let's make a research queue of different projects which will need to improve our factory, especially thermal power. This one will give us more energy for our machines. While I was waiting for research to be done, Darkpot launches their next attack. At this time, there were more machines. Attack was conducted from different angles, but fortunately there was a turret. That's why I didn't see last enemy's death. And once we are done with them, I start to see that my energy supply is insufficient. As you can see, when I place machines, there are blue areas which turns yellow sometimes. It's a sign of insufficiency of power. So here is a chemical burner generators, which generate power based on the fuel which we will give them. I decided to use the combustion units, which is a pretty explosive thing. And placing it in a generator sounds very dangerous, but fortunately it gives us energy around 9 megawatts, which should be enough to supply one of our production lines. And also, by using chemical generators, we achieve our next milestone, thermal power. After getting electricity, I decided to increase our resources variety by making glass and stone production. Also, in this planet, we don't have natural supplies of silicon, which will be required to make precious processors, which is one of the main components of our computers. By the way, if you haven't seen prices on the RAM, I suggest don't do this if you're soft on heart. And returning to the silicon production, because of lack of the silicon ore, we will need to crush stone and make silicon out of it. After we make silicon ore, we need to process it in silicon bar, and from silicon bar we can make silicon components, which we will be doing in later stages. And for now, that's it. Let's look over of what we built. And nice thermal power generators and a lot of production lines that's powered by it. I hope that you like this video. If you do, press a like. If you don't, write a comment on why you don't like it. Goodbye.